this is Raman, your tutor from Alberta Real Estate School. When attempting the real estate exams, there are two main types of questions you can expect on the exam. One would be the terminology questions, which we will cover in a different video. In this video, we will take a look at some of the scenario type of questions that you may see on the exam. So let's dive in. Let's take a look at some of the scenario questions. Question number 1. Jason and Jen Cole are a newly married couple who are very excited about purchasing a new home in a small town and starting their life journey together. They had a fabulous dream wedding, which was a little on the expensive side, but well worth the price. Unfortunately, that leaves them a little short on funds for the down payment. Since Jen's heart is really set on the cute house that she believes is perfect for them, Jason decides to borrow $20,000 from his friend Dell. They both have good jobs, so they're confident they'll be able to save the money to pay back Dell as well as afford the mortgage payments. With the money in their account, they're able to qualify for a mortgage and move into their new house. What type of mortgage fraud is demonstrated in this scenario? And the options here are A, buyer financing scheme, B, equity access scheme, C, false deposit, or D, secret second. So in this case, the correct answer is C, false deposit. And the reason it's false deposit is because this is the money they did not have. So when the lender is looking for the amount of down payment somebody has, they want to have certain amount of down payment. And if they don't, they won't qualify for the mortgage. Plus, this loan is hidden. It doesn't show up on any of the credit reports that the lenders will pull because it's a personal loan. And this is why, so they borrowed the money and they did not tell the lender that it was borrowed funds that they're using. And that's why the correct answer here is C, false deposit. Question number 2. Mary Thomas is a real estate professional with Polaris Realty. She signs a written service agreement with her client, Jen, to sell her property. Who is the real estate relationship that is established between? And the options here are A, the brokerage and Jen, B, Mary Thomas and Jen, C, the broker and Jen, or D, the brokerage and Mary Thomas. And in this case, the correct answer is A, the brokerage and Jen. So in this case, Mary Thomas is the real estate professional. However, Jen is the client. So when we sign a written service agreement with a client, the relationship that is created is actually between the brokerage and the client. A real estate professional is just a representative of the brokerage. So therefore, we are a sales associate with the brokerage. We do not sign the contract on our behalf. We sign the contract on behalf of the brokerage. So that's why the relationship is always between the brokerage and the client. And we may be the designated agent for that client, but the relationship is always with the brokerage. And we are signing the contract under the name of the brokerage. So that's why the correct answer is A. The relationship is between the brokerage and Jen. Question number 3. William and Jen Ballinger are very excited about purchasing a brand new home for their growing family. They meet with their mortgage professional and find out that they don't quite qualify for the mortgage as their income is a little less than what the banks require. Both William and Jen know that they can make the mortgage payments as they're both responsible people. Since they know William will be getting a raise in the next 6 months, they decide to change the employment letter from their employer to reflect the higher salary that William will be getting. They're then able to qualify for the mortgage and move into their new home. What type of mortgage fraud is demonstrated in this scenario? And the options here are A, fraudulent occupancy, B, non-occupancy scheme, C, fraudulent qualification, or D, buyer financing scheme. And in this case, the correct answer is C. So based on the scenario, had they gone with their actual salary they were getting, they would not have qualified for the mortgage because their income was not enough to meet the bank's requirements. By changing the employment letter, they created a false documentation and so that they could qualify for the mortgage. So this is why the correct answer here is fraudulent qualification. They are making up the documents and we're not allowed to do so. Question number 4. Sophia is a real estate professional with True North Realty. She has recently listed her client's property for sale. An unrepresented buyer approaches Sophia and wants to see the property. After viewing the property, he wants to write an offer on it. What must Sophia do? And the options here are A, document the relationship, B, discuss the type of relationships, C, disclose her representation capacity, or D, acting consistently with the relationship established. So in this case, the correct answer is C, disclose her representation capacity. So in this scenario, we see that Sophia is working on behalf of her seller client. So when a real estate professional lists a property, they are representing the seller in that case. And when an unrepresented buyer comes in without an agent and they want to write an offer on the property, this has to be disclosed to them. So Sophia would have to tell the buyer that she's working on behalf of the seller, and that's called disclosing your representation capacity. So that's why she will have to disclose that, and correct answer is C. Question number 5. Shelley is a real estate professional who has been hired by an investor, Mark, to help him find a property or a few lots that can be assembled and developed into a multifamily housing project. As a result, Shelley approaches a number of owners of properties that would fit Mark's criteria. Which of the following would best describe Shelley's relationship with the various parties? And the options are A, Mark is the customer and the property owners are clients. B, Mark is the client and property owners are customers. C, both Mark and the property owners are clients. Or D, both Mark and the property owners are customers. And the correct answer here is B. So in this scenario, Shelley has been hired by Mark. So Shelley is the agent and Mark is the client. Now, you cannot have two clients in a transaction. So when Shelley approaches the property owners, they would be her customers because she's already representing Mark. Now, it doesn't stop her from earning a commission from customers, but the relationship here would be Mark is the client and the property owners that she's approaching to help Mark buy the property, those would be her customers. That's why the correct answer is B, Mark is the client and the property owners are customers. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you would like some help in preparing for your real estate or mortgage brokerage exams in Alberta, we invite you to visit www.albertarealestateschool.com, or you can give us a call at 587-936-7779. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.